Alright, what is good, boys? Backtesting Sesh. Let's go. Win rate right now, 50%. Not great. We had a pretty bad week. But let's go over it. Alright, starting on NASDAQ on Monday Fun Day. Alright. So, what do we see on Monday? Okay, so on Monday, we would have had a top level. This is the 930 candle. Alright, so let's go. We would have had a top level right here. We would have had a bottom level right around here. And then that's pretty much all the confluences I'm seeing right now. So boom, what do we see? Market open candle. We come all the way down. We completely dump. And once you see it push past this liquidity, you could definitely enter a trade. And since that was such a strong push, you would set your trade like this. Put your take profit at this liquidity right here. And I did not take this, but you would have won this trade. Textbook trade, not too much to go over there. So now we go to Tuesday. Alright, Tuesday we had a big move up. Okay. So what do we see? Market open right here, this candle. So what would we have seen? We would have had a top thing right here based off this wick. We would have had this right here. And this was just a tough day to navigate just because of how much the market moved up, and this is why I did not trade today. But theoretically, I guess you could have saw this move up, bang, saw it, we got this liquidity, but then you see the 950 candle push above this, could have entered long. That set at the low, and then you wouldn't have had anything to put your take profit off of. So to be safe, I would have just done like a 1 to 1.8 risk to reward ratio, and boom, you would have won this trade easily. So that is the trade for Tuesday. Let's go to Wednesday now on NASDAQ. I actually still have my marks here. Let's delete that. Delete this. Okay. So Wednesday, what do we see? We would have had level rate would have had a bottom level right here. Tap, 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 tap. We would have had a top level based off this. That would have just been a red, actually. And then, boom, what do we see? We see market come down. We do see a fair value gap created right here. It's a small one. 925 candle, come down. If you had a level right here too, you would have seen a perfect bounce, tap, 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 and then tap on the 925, which is a good sign. And then once you see this big, large move up, probably couldn't have taken anything. I probably, let's see, what happened on 14? It's the 14th. I wonder what I did take, actually, because I did not have... Oh, I guess I had a level right here. Yeah, okay. So bang, once I saw a push above this level, like a really good, heavy push, could have entered like this, and then set take profit right here, and then set the stop loss right at this low right here. So it would have just been barely a 1-to-1, but you would have won this trade. Actually, hold on. Now I'm starting to doubt myself with these levels. Okay, yep, that's why. That is not the trade I took, because I had a level right here. And so I saw a push, a strong push above this level. Could have entered long right here. Set take profit right here. Set stop loss at this level. And boom, what do we see? You would have won this trade easily. If you wanted to, you could have just put your take profit at this level right here, and bang, you would have won. Alright, so let's get to the next trade. So we go to Thursday. Oh, this was a very choppy day to navigate. Here's market open. So let's see, what levels would we have had? Okay, you could have had you had a level right here. So we see a wick bounce. You could have entered here, but that was not as big of a push. And then your second level would have been right here. You see a bounce, bounce, bounce. Almost couldn't even move it down a little bit. And yeah, that would have been your level for this day. But if you took this, you lost. I personally took that, and what I should have done is I should have waited for more confirmation above this wick right here, because as we can see, it just barely got up. So this would have been the trade probably. Yeah. Just an unfortunate loss there. Yeah. Okay, now let's go to Friday. Okay. So Friday you would have had a level Where is market open? That is market open. So you would have had put a level right. Stuff actually. Level right here, as we can see, it touches it a lot of times. Right, actually, like right here. Yeah, that's a good level. Because we see tap, 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 and then tap down there. And then, yep, we had a level right here. So market open candle. You see a wick out. At 9:25, you saw a wick out in both directions. So if you see a push past either of those wick outs, you can kind of be aggressive on that. So what I should have done, and I would have won this trade, I was in math class. I would have put a short probably once we broke the level. As soon as we broke the level, I would have put the short. And then there's actually a BPR right here, which is basically just a double fair value gap. So I would have put take profit at the start of this, and stop loss would have been halfway of the candle. And as you can see, we would have won this trade. Just barely though. So yeah, that's it for NASDAQ. Oh, I forgot to say win or loss on my Google Sheets. Shoot. Okay. So on Friday, this would have been a W. Alright, wait, let's go back to Monday. Oh my, wait, I went way too far. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Monday was... So I'll try to do this quick for you boys. So Monday was... this... Monday was a W. Yes, I do remember that. Tuesday was... Tuesday again, I remember it was a W. Wednesday... Alright, Wednesday was a W. Because I literally took that. Thursday was an L, should have been a W, and Friday was an L, should have been a W. Okay, so, US 30. Sorry for wasting your time, boys. Let's see. I still have a level here. Oh, shoot. I don't have a level. I'm good. Just have to take off this to get that. Okay. Time for US 30. Monday, May 12th. This was the loss that we took, and let's see why we took a loss. Okay, so I see a good level right here. It's based off these highs, this high, these lows, and then these two lows are here. What else do we see? 9:30 candle. We actually wick this out and then come back down. That's a very good sign they're going down. I think this is a very unlucky loss, and yeah, there's really not much you can do about this loss. I had a box level, which is like an area of resistance, but it's more than just a line. I had that going from here to here because of these lows, this high, these lows are here, and then this tap right here, this tap again right there. And then I saw a mini trade inside of this trade. This would have been a mini trade. The only reason I set this up is because it pushed past this low right here. Had a good push past, so could have entered that and would have easily won, but that's a little bit too quick of a trade for me. Okay, with that being said, let us go to Tuesday. Tuesday we had a big fair value gap. So we tapped into on the 8:30. And let's see what happened. So we had, what is this? So we had a level right here. Right. So this was just based off these lows, this low, kind of almost gets there over there. Tap, 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 tap. It's really good when we see a candle, second candle actually taps our level, which is a very good sign. And then our lower level was based off of these lows, I guess? No. Yeah, our lower level was this, which would have been based off of these lows, this high, these lows over here, this high, and then we can see it reacts off of this well. So what do we see? We see it come down the 9:30 candle, but we don't see like a strong push past this 8:45 candle, this wick right here. So that is why we do not take the trade. As you can see, it comes all the way back up. What just happened? Okay, that's great. Alright, so we had this big fair value gap, so I was waiting for an inverse of the fair value gap to play longs, and I guess that did happen, but that was after we took the trade. So we see it tap into the fair value gap perfectly, and then flip. And at this point, I'm like, that is such a good confluence that we would have taken this, so that would have been a W. Again, I am forgetting to keep track of the L's and the W's. That was an L. What the? What just happened to my screen? Oh my god. What happened to my... Okay. So, let's go to Wednesday. Okay, so we would have had a level based off all these. We actually could have kept this level. Yeah. Could have kept this level from yesterday just because of how it bounces off. And it bounces off again. 1935, we bounce off, bounce off, bounce off, bounce, bounce, bounce. Could move it up, I guess, a little bit. Just a little bit, like that, yeah. Actually, no. Move it down a little bit, yeah. I like that. Then on US 30, you would have also had probably this low right here. Space off these lows over here, this low, this low, this low, this low, and then these lows over here. And then we had another BPR on Wednesday today. So what was I looking for? I was not looking to take a long on this day because the only liquidity that we had for longs was from the day before. And yeah, so I guess you could have taken this long and that would have been an L. I'm assuming I probably would have taken this long and then got immediately stopped out. Yeah, so I'm going to say an L on Wednesday for US 30. Got it. Got it. Good. Get it. Got it. Good. Alright. Now we go to Thursday. We had a big gap. CME gap, actually. And so we just wanted to be careful trading around the CME gap. We also had a big fair value gap at around 4 o'clock in the morning. So we had, it did reflect off of this gap many times. So you could have taken that, and then it does come halfway on Thursday, and when it goes halfway, that is a very good sign that you're probably reversing back the other direction. So what do we see? We don't even have a lower level. Yeah, it would have been really hard to play shorts here. It's just overall a really bad setup day. I guess put it here, maybe. Just up these lows, this high, this low, I guess, and then this low right here. 920 candle, we come down. 925 candle, we're down again, and then what do we see? 930 candle, we come up, push past here. Could have taken a really short trade, set it at the top of this fair value gap, and set stop loss. Right at the level, soft stop loss, and bang, you would have won this trade. So I'm going to put W for Thursday. And last but not least, Friday. So on Friday we did have another BPR right here. So I kind of knew that we were going to come and fill this at some point. What do we see? We see a good strong level right here. Really like this level because it reflects off the highs and the lows, as we can see. And then we also had a mini level right here. Actually, wait, no. We still had fair value gap to fill. Right here. So I would have been aware of that too. So let's extend this. And what do we see? Bounces off of the fair value gap. But we actually took a trade before that. Actually, no, we didn't. 925 candle, we see a wick, down, and we see a wick up. A little bit of a wick up into that BPR. We do see a big wick down. So once you see that big wick down, you can probably just take a short off of this. That's what I would have done. You would have won this trade, but it would have been very, very fast. So I'm going to go 3 W's, 4, 5, 6 W's. Oh, for NASDAQ it would be 3 W's, 2 L's. US 30 it would be, once again, 3 W's, 2 L's. So overall, not a terrible week. We just could have been better on which asset we chose to trade. Anyways, that is the trade recap. Guess I might as well go over my Ethereum investment. So this has actually come down a lot. I'm actually thinking about taking out of Ethereum right now. I bought right here. I'm just going to see how tomorrow goes, and then I'll probably have to take out. Anyways, love you all, and I will see you guys in the next one.